From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning here on Mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. In this recording, we'll go over why more Democrats are now vowing to give you monthly stimulus checks. We'll go over all the deliciousness in this big morning's great news recorded. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal signed sealed, and we'll go over why this is the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. There's a lot of checks for a lot of people, and Purple Hawks are going to pounce because guess what? This is made for Purple Hawk Heaven. Then in the third part of this video, we'll be going over the world exclusive as the #1 guy in DC wants you to have an MSC. We'll go over all the details of that. Then we'll be cutting to fifth stimulus, the breaking news about what the legislators are doing about fourth stimulus recon this weekend and all last week, the new comments from the president's cabinet about fourth stimulus recon, and the big money that you can get today. How about $80,000? Sound good? Even better, $100,000. The deliciousness starts right now because the toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and the stimulus surf is up. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning across the coast. I'm live with you from Santa Monica, California, with incredible great news about that monthly stimulus check and why more Democrats want you to have a monthly stimulus check. We'll be cutting into all the details in this recording. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal signed sealed. The biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. But why are Purple Hawks going to do better than anyone else? And why is Donut Girl going to be left with potentially just a donut? Then we cut to the deliciousness of the #1 guy in DC wants you to have an MSC. He's not alone, but what are his deal provisions? How about $9,000 a person? Wow, now that is good news. Then we cut to the big money that is available under fifth stimulus and the other money that you can go into the weekend with. How about walking into the weekend with $80,000 in your hand? It's all deliciousness. It's all happening right now. And this is a big, wonderful recording of Mornings LA. How are you? It's a big day, and this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, like right now, then taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Mornings Crypto, live on air at 10 o'clock. Then noontime at 11 a.m., live on air. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 month, in 1 year. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Meantime, have you signed up for those LA alerts? You need to do so. It's totally free. And if you go into the description of this video, there's that link. It's at news.la.com. Put your name and email address in, and then watch that confirmation email. It may be in the spam folder. Once you click it, you are ready to rock and roll and get those alerts when bacon's available. Well, maybe there's no alert about that one. Let's cut to those monthly stimulus checks. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Get ready to vote because I want to hear what you think about the situation. So many people want you to have a monthly stimulus check. Well, of course, the American people's demanding it. Nearly 4 million signatures for that American petition, $2,000 a month. But how about your elected officials? Well, House of Ways and Means calling for a monthly stimulus check. They want it monthly, and they want it in the fourth stimulus package. Then, of course, we have others, including AOC and Omar, calling for a monthly stimulus check, $2,000 a month. We have Warren, Wyden, and Sanders calling for monthly on the Senate side. And then the House bill, $1,000 a month, pandemic plus 1 year, that would amount to at least $13,000. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now and vote House or Senate. House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is this beautiful morning. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you get a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 less, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 less, you get one as well. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get one as well, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, you would get a fourth stimulus check additionally. The fourth stimulus check is not income, it's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check would be the same amount for adult dependents and everyone else. And finally, the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. It's a monthly check. So if you're at the beach and a check walks up to you and starts waving, it's a foreign tourist check. They haven't exchanged yet for US dollars. And if it kisses you on two cheeks, it's the Italian check. Grazie. In the third part of this video, we'll be cutting it to the #1 guy in DC who wants you to have an MSC and why that check could be upwards of $9,000 a person. In the second half of this video, we'll be cutting to the recon, a done deal, signed, sealed, and why so many Democrats are also calling for an MSC, but why that recon will pay Purple Hawks a lot of money, but leave Donut Guy potentially just with a donut. Wow. It's all incredible great news. It's coming up in the second half of this video. But first, let's get some money. It's the weekend, and guess what? Wouldn't you like to walk into the weekend with $80,000? Well, you can. I'm going to get you some money for rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgages, Snap, and more starting right now. You only need 3 things: a phone, a piece of paper, and a pen. Let's go over first our inspirational story. Then we're going to go over the amount of money. Then I'm going to go over some introductory remarks. And then I'm going to show you how to get this money starting today. First, our inspirational story. Today's inspirational story is Johnny. 2 weeks ago, he started viewing this channel with $0. But by the middle of the week, he and 3 other viewers got $40,000 from this channel within 3 days. But by the end of the week, he was not stopping. He went to 7 items and he got $80,000. Let's go over that first half of the story and how Johnny got $80,000 in less than 5 days. In 5 days, Johnny got $12,000 for Snap. He got the $10,000 EIDL. He got $2,000 of taxes. He got $21,000 for rent, then another $26,000 for rent, then $9,000 for electricity, and then he got $50 for internet and phone per month, bringing his grand total to $80,000 in 5 days. Now, in the true spirit of the Purple Power, he reached out to his friends and family the week after that, which was last week. And that week after that, he reached out to them and said, I just got $80,000 in 5 days. You should get the money as well. And what did they get? They got $100,000 in the next 5 days. Wow. Let's go over his comment to me. Private message. If you have a success story as well, send to me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. His private message to me is the following. As of today, I've helped 5 friends save their homes and put food on their table, and 3 family members thought they weren't going to get it. They got $41,500 for two family members, and the other one got $57,600. That's $100,000. This has been awesome to see people stop stressing about bills. Your channel has helped so many people and helped others, LALATE, and myself tremendously. You are such a godsend. Purple Power, Purple Hawk. Well, thank you, Johnny. You're going to see in a second that this is happening daily from this channel, not often. Routinely, it's happening. I'm going to show you the details in just a second. But let's go over now the sums of money you can get before we go over how to get the money. We're going to go over rent, utilities, Snap, and more other items starting right now. The rent is a lot. Viewers of this channel are getting over $27,000 for rent. Do you want that money? You can get it because look at the people on this graphic. Countless viewers getting over $20,000 for rent. You can do this. There's Elizabeth. She's a Purple Hawk. Have you become a Purple Hawk? The link is under the video. Become a member today. Purple Power Calcino VIP. Then we turn to utilities. Wow. Johnny getting $9,000. So the numbers are going bigger every day because the more people subscribe, the more people become members, the better and more sophisticated they are getting this sums of money. Then Snap, you're going to meet someone in a second who got $19,000. Look at these numbers. They're going bigger every day. I'm going to show you how to get this money as well. And then we have people who got 3 items. Yes, Johnny got 7. These people got 3. But Mark got 2 items at $32,000. Let me go over Mark's inspirational story, which has 4 parts to it. Number 1, Mark got 2 items at $32,000. So for 5 days on camera, I said to Mark, go get Snap. And in less than 5 days, he got it. Number 2, he realized I'm going to get more than just 3 items. So he's now getting multiple items. Number 3, Mark, like Johnny, the next week reached out to his friends and family. And his neighbor, he did as well. And that neighbor got $21,000 of rent in less than 5 days. See what's happening? It's happening routinely. And guess what? It also happened a week ago today. Chanan, Purple Hawk, or 2 months, told her friend about this channel. She says, I told my friend about your channel, LA. Now she's addicted. That friend got $21,000 from 3 items on this channel, rent, utilities, and food. And then finally, Mark got that Snap. How much money do you think Mark got for Snap? He got $19,000. bringing Mark's grand total on this channel to $50,500. But guess what? The sky's a limit on this channel, because while Mark got $50,000, Lorraine got over $100,000. This is what we do because this is LA. I've been doing since day one. This is a channel that you can see nowhere else on the globe. Breaking news 24 hours a day, financial news, then showing you world exclusives, and of course, getting you money. I was getting people money on day one of this channel when the EIDL loan and EIDL grant went live. Their applications were not getting approved. So I launched this channel to get their applications approved, doing one at a time, getting them out of that 330, that 331, that 48 vortex, bombshell. And slowly I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loans approved. Then 3 days later, unemployed independent contractors heard about a new program. I had heard it about 2 weeks earlier. Confusing application. I explained it and slowly started getting people approved. And some of them were delayed in Florida and Texas for several months, like Eileen Bellenkamp, but she got $15,000 from me. It was PUA. In December 2020, second stimulus checks were not coming, just like we're waiting right now. So people needed money, and I got show viewers how to get $250,000 for rent, like Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston. Got $16,000 for rent for the new year. But now, we're doing it again. The only difference is you're going bigger and bolder. So now's your time. Get that pen, paper, and phone. We're now going to go over how to get that money. Today, we are going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities, and SNAP. And I'm going to show you different things in a second. First, here's some introductory remarks. Initially, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So reach out to 6 of 6. Don't reach out to 1 and stop. Each place has different eligibility, so if one says no, reach out to the next. Number 2, they all have their own pot of money, so if one says no, reach out to the next. Number 3, listen to the keywords I say in this video. And finally, every state has money. Every state was given the same amount of money from the federal government based upon the number of citizens. All right, you ready? Here are the 6 places you're going to reach out to start. They are your city hall, your city housing authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county housing authority. That's 4. And your state hall and your state house authority. That's 6. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. There you go. If you need to ever hear any part of this video, you can always replay it back and toggle the screen back. You also want to call up all your utility companies. So if you have 4 or 5 different utilities, call up all of them and ask for utility assistance because of COVID. And you got this. I know you got it. You can do this. You can do it starting today and get that money. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money. If you got money for rent and utilities, post in the live chat right now. The next pot of the money you're going to get from me is money for your food. Money for your food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay? A fortune. Lynn Glenn got it for herself and her son and mom. How much can you pay? First, let's go over eligibility. It's easier than a stimulus check. So if you got the 3rd stimulus check, you're likely to get this in a blink of an eye. How much does it pay? Well, Johnny got $19,000 for this, but now he's sitting on $25,000. Why? Because the Department of Agriculture 2 weeks ago made the announcement. It's raising up everyone's benefits up an average of 25%, lifetime, automatically, nationwide, starting October. Yes, $25,000. Mark will be getting annualized lifetime because of this channel from me. Then, and if you got Snap as well, post in live chat right now. The next pile of the money is the refund check coming back from your state. This is the states that overpaid you due to computer error. Federal government has ordered them to return the money back to you. Average payment is about $2,000 to $5,000. It lands by direct deposit. And then finally, the refund check coming back from IRS. This is the tax return you pay taxes on the unemployment benefits. Average payment's about $1,200 to $2,000. Margaret got it, Cog got it, Michael got it. But first, here's a personal message from me to you. I launched this channel to help give people money, but also to help people. And if you're on the live chat, help someone else right now by posting your success stories for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, anything you've gotten for this channel. Because when you do, you inspire people. People need to know that they just have to pick up the phone and call. When they pick up the phone, it changes their lives. Pick up the phone today and call. Post that success story in the live chat. Number 1. Second, people see that your numbers and they realize these numbers are going very big. Johnny getting $9,000 for utilities shows the utilities are going up. Every number is going up. Number 3, Art Sullivan and Nisi got 3 items. Wonderful, kind viewers, and they inspired us all to get multiple items. Now viewers are getting 7 items. And finally, understand the sky's the limit. Post your success story in the live chat right now. Make that phone call. And the last part of the money is the refund check coming back from IRS. It lands by direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do transcript search. And 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the refund check you're getting, the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid. And then it'll reveal, has Mitch ever gone to a San Francisco hairstylist? Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the second part of this four stimulus check update 2021, starting right now. Deal done. Signed, sealed. Wow. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. Wow. Incredible, great news. Your recon is a done deal. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. It passed over it officially 2 weeks ago, but really passed over it 2 months earlier. There will be a recon and will be $3.5 trillion. Let's go over the background on this. Then we're going to go over the substance, and then we're going to go over the tow hitch. Well, how did we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon, put in the bipartisan. The higher the price tag was on the recon, the harder it was to pass, confirms a conservative publication. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put in the bipartisan, the roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. Now, why did I say the recon had passed 2 months ago? Well, this is what happened. The way that a recon is done is Democrats with Democrats. There's no Republicans involved. And the way that Democrats legislate is they meet face-to-face and verbally over a cup of coffee or in their office and say, what do you think about this? And when they have a verbal agreement, that's the done deal. That's the finish line. And so 2 months ago, they confirmed that they had agreed to a recon and $3.5 trillion. Done deal. Signed, sealed then 2 months ago, not in August. Why then? Because once they write the bill, it just confirms the verbal agreement. Once they call the vote, it just confirms the verbal agreement. So they already done this 2 months earlier. So that's why Representative Ilhan Omar had said at that time, we need a bigger recon. And that's why Representative Richard Toys has said, we need a recon that goes as big as bowls we want it. Both Democrats, both progressives. And that's why the president at the time had told Jalopal and Brian Schatz, protect that recon, because everything in there is Democrat priorities, progressive priorities, the White House's priorities. So now that the tow truck has passed over the finish line, what about the tow hitch? That tow hitch is right in front of the finish line now. Right in front of it. OMG. In the third part of this video, I'm going to be going over what is in that tow hitch, and I'll be going over why they worked tooth and nail all last week to get that tow hitch right to the edge of the finish line. And that tow hitch is the recon substantive. So let's go over what these terms mean so you understand everything starting right now. We have two paths, recon and bipartisan. Recon, your money. Also called reconciliation, also called budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion, also called the Democratic spending plan or social reform plan. Bipartisan, not your money. Also called roads and bridges or infrastructure. Price tag $1.5 trillion. Well, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. That is the recon procedural. We're done with that. Congratulations. Now the tow hitch is at the edge of the finish line. It's the recon substantive. What is the recon substantive? Let's go over the comparison. Notice the keyword committee. Recon procedural. It's a law. It means there's a recon done and it will be $3.5 trillion and the committees will be split this way. Recon substantive, currently at the edge of the finish line, determines how the committees are to spend the money. And that is why I brought back seats for stimulus, because guess what? You need to push Purple Power. They need to be told how they need to spend the money, because we're right at the edge of the finish line. How did we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot from Jalopal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying Chuck called the vote on the recon. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who recently said they want to give you a monthly forced stimulus check. Can we top that? Yes, we can, of course. With the House Ways and Means Committee, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting forced stimulus checks monthly in the forced stimulus recon. Wow, Purple Power. Now you need to push because you see that there's a lot of Democrats who want to give you an MSC. In fact, every Democrat wants to give you an MSC, but you still got to push. You have the Warren, Wyden, and Sanders of the Senate. You have the AOC and Omar of the House. You have all those House members, which are 100 plus. And then you have the House Ways and Means Committee. And of course, we have the Americans behind it with the American petition. So push, Purple Power, push. And can we top that? Yes, as Biden did it. He got something called the global minimum corporate tax rate out of the recon now about 6 weeks ago. And that made the recon easier to pass. In fact, his chief of staff, Ron Klain, confirmed that just a few days ago. This provision is now a law somewhere else, and it pays for the recon. The recon is paid for by raising corporate taxes. so that corporations, including those 55 identified by the president, pay their fair share of taxes. The president has identified 55 corporations haven't paid anything, but have made over $1 billion in revenue in the last couple of years. So he wants to make sure that is done and it pays for your recon. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of the video, so much breaking news, so much new stuff. You're going to hear about the comments from Gina Raimondo, Janet Yellen, Ron Wyden, Bernie, Chuck, and more about Ron Klain. And we'll be going over those MSCs, world exclusives. We'll be going over the application-based items of Forced Stimulus Recon, why it's going to be incredible great news for you, viewers, subscribers, and members, and confusing stuff for Donut Guy. We'll be cutting to the great news about what's happening with fifth stimulus, and then a personal message about how you're doing so well under third stimulus and are ready for fourth stimulus. But first, if you haven't gotten anything from third stimulus, today's your day. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Reach out to all six. Reach out to all your utility companies. Get that money today. Once you get that money, at least one or two or three items, you are ready to pounce under fourth stimulus recon, Purple Hawk. You will know how to do it and how to make the phone call. Make the phone call today. But first, if you have problems getting the other sums of money, here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LALATE as the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee's brewing, and the bacon's missing. But the stimulus surf is off. Because guess what? Those Democrats want you to have a lot of stimulus. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over all the deliciousness of this fourth stimulus recon. Lots and lots and lots of checks. Biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. Purple Hawks are going to kill it in this fourth stimulus recon. Not so much Donetta. I'll go over why that's the case. Then we cut to the MSC, the world exclusive, what's happening with that. We'll be cutting to fifth stimulus as well. And then we'll be cutting to some personal messages I have at the end of this video. And it's all going to be a lot of fun, and it starts right now. And this is a special Mornings LALATE. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. The link is in the video and also in the description. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, what are you doing? Do it right now so you do not miss a breaking news story when it happens or a video when it happens. It's at news.lalate.com. Put your name and email address in there. Watch for that confirmation email. It may be in the spam folder. Click the blue button and you're ready to rock and roll. Meantime, let's cut to the confusion and the deliciousness of this stimulus. This stimulus confusion started this week as some people heard about another type of item happening in fourth stimulus, which gives you money. It's not in fourth stimulus. It's proposed somewhere else. And it's not as good as fifth stimulus. You want fifth stimulus because it's the full reform of the system and it pays you a lot more money. Step one, raise your benefits limits up a lifetime, then removes the asset limits. Add inflation and benchmark, remove the income exclusion, remove the marriage penalty. How does this work? Let's go over all the deliciousness starting right now. First, I'll raise your benefits up lifetime. Lifetime. This is you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step two, they'll apply a new benchmark. What's that new benchmark? Inflation. Where's inflation going? It's going to be transitory. It means it's going to go up in December and keep on going up till it reaches that peak before it goes back down. How high? I'm saying about 5%. We're going to see a lot more about where this number is going to be landing this coming week, so stay with me. Fed minutes, Euro Central Bank, a lot of people are talking about this number, but let's use 5% for now. First, they'll raise your benefits up lifetime, then they'll apply the benchmark. If it's 5%, you'll go up another 5% lifetime, not just next year, because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They're going to move the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. Now you'll be able to have some muddled. This is not muddled. This is a beautiful color. You'll be able to have a range of color options. and $3,000 on your hand. And so stimulus checks. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to 1960s law that says you can't work. It's going to go away. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding and no longer fear a loss of benefits. Your benefits will be restored, and there you go. Meantime, what about that fifth stimulus check? Yes. House Ways and Means Committee represent they're giving you one, and that would be likely next year. And finally, what about those Purple Hawks? If you're in the live chat and you do not have a Purple Hawk next to your name, what are you doing? You need to become a member today. Purple Hawk or Purple Power or Calcino VIP. The link is under the description. Join here. By becoming a member, daily you're delivered from me via the YouTube community page and the LALATE alert system, a breakdown of all the big money for you to get under first, second, and third stimulus. There's a fortune. There is a fortune. That is why Purple Hawks are walking away daily from this channel at $30, $40, $50, $100,000 because they realize there was a lot more money in that third stimulus package besides a stimulus check of $1,400. I've been telling this since the day I first saw a draft of the third stimulus recon. Remember how I had a draft of it before it became law? I immediately told viewers, there's a lot of money in here. I'm going to get you all this money. The only difference is at the time I thought it was going to be upwards of $14,000. Now it's upwards of $100,000. So become a member today so you learn about all this big money, and I'll be covering more about that later in this video. But now let's turn to the final 15 minutes in the world breaking news and the world exclusives on this channel, starting right now. Done deal, signed, sealed. Your $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. Wow. The recon passed really almost 2 months ago, but the real vote was 2 weeks ago. That means there will be a recon. It will be $3.5 trillion. It'll all be checks for the American people. And it'll be the biggest recon we've ever seen in the history of this channel. I mean, this one's enormous compared to the previous ones. And it's all checks for you, and there's nothing in there for corporations. Now that the tow truck has passed over the finish line, the tow hitch, how to spend the money, is right on the edge of the finish line. And guess what happened all last week, Labor Day weekend, and all this week? The Democrats were working hour after hour on doing this. They're working tooth and nail to get this done. In fact, Janet Yellen actually spoke about it in a letter saying, we have the debt ceiling limit to do later in this month, so you got to get everything else done first because you have to do that as well. Gina Raimondo, the Commerce Secretary of the President, says, I want to hear from the American people about what you think for this recon because we're near the finish line. That's her exact words in less than 48 hours ago. I'll cut back to her in a second. And then Ron Wyden, the senator, Democrat, said, we're dealing with this morning, noon, night because we have a lot of stuff coming up in September. And then Chuck Schumer and Bernie confirmed they're talking 4 to 5 times a day. Now, understand that when they talk, they're not talking on the Senate floor or the House floor. They're talking in their offices or on the phone. And so they're not live streaming themselves on TikTok or, so there's no way to visually see them doing their work. That is why Freedom Frida has a lot of fun with this, because she can say they're dragging their feet. They're not doing anything. They're not even in town. Yeah, they're actually in their office working tooth and nail on this all day long, all week long. There's just no visual of it, no live stream or no tweet or, no press photo, because that's not what they do. And they're literally at the edge of the finish line with that tow hitch deciding what goes in there. And that is why we are so close. And that is why this is an important moment. Now let's turn to the recon. Let's turn to the recon meat and potatoes before I go to the MSC. The meat and potatoes of the recon is application based. And that meat and potatoes means that there's going to be tons and tons and tons and tons of checks for you, but you're going to have to pick up the phone and ask for it. They're not going to know to send you the check unless you ask. And that is why Donut Guy, who says, what day is it going to land in my bank account? Answers never, because they won't know you need it because you haven't told them. Let me show you why. It goes to a very basic premise, which is this money is not coming from Treasury this time, most of this money, because Treasury has no database that you need this. Treasury doesn't know you need dental or vision or hearing or internet. Treasury has no information about that, so they can't send the money to you. Here's an example of some of the items so you get a sense of how this works. Free school meals for all, checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, checks for seniors, checks for free internet, checks for farmers, checks for clean energy, then checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for seniors like lowering the eligibility age, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care. Lots and lots and lots of checks. What you'll be doing basically is you'll be picking up the phone and calling the committee and saying, hey, I qualify for the check, send me the check. This is what you've been doing under third stimulus, so you got this. If you've been doing exactly what I've been telling you for third stimulus, you're going to rock it under fourth stimulus. You're going to do so well. Imagine people getting 6, 7 items on the third stimulus. Imagine how many checks you're going to get on fourth stimulus. Really great. I'll cut back more to that in a second. Now let's go to the monthly stimulus check. This would be sent out by IRS. This could go by direct deposit. This would come from Treasury. Every Democrat, whether it's senator or House member, has really come out and said, I need to give you a monthly stimulus check on the fourth stimulus recon. All sort of different calculations, different number of months, but they've all really talked about it. But it's important to push because ultimately that's what this channel does. Purple Power, which I created last year, one of the second concepts of Purple Power is to push, to advocate. Advocacy means a sentence that ends with a period, not a sentence that ends with a question mark. So a sentence that ends with a period is, I need a stimulus check. I need a stimulus check because this is what's going on with my family. And about 5 weeks ago, I told viewers of this channel to advocate, to pick up the phone and call their senators and advocate and say why you need that monthly stimulus check. And WR, who might be in the live chat, but will certainly be in one of the live chats today, longtime viewer, picked up the phone and called Senator Chris Coon, Democrat, Delaware. Did exactly what I said. Pick up the phone and call your senators, I said 4 weeks ago. Did you call then? You might not have called, but he did. And spoke to Senator Chris Coons' staffer. And that Senator Chris Coons' staffer said, yes, Senator Chris Coons is proposing a monthly fourth stimulus check in the fourth stimulus recon. Now let's pause for just a second. I want you to understand the importance of advocacy. When this video first started rolling, immediately before I went on air, I saw someone in the comments that posted something that was basically suggesting that the viewer had called up and asked, when am I getting something in my bank account? Question mark. Notice that sentence ends with a question mark. It's a question. That's not advocacy. That's not Purple Power. That's anti-Purple Power. That's basically asking a question. That's what our cast of characters do. Wendy and Will Win. All they do is ask when. When is the bill, though? When is it coming? When is it landing? When is it? Where is it landing? No. That's not advocacy. Advocacy is saying, I need it. I need it. My family needs it. My community needs it. My church needs it. My town needs it. This is what's going on. I need to tell you my story. This is what's going on in my town. All the businesses are closed. The streets are unpaved. I need to tell you what's going on. That's advocacy. That's what you do. You push Purple Power. Now, when we're talking about those recon, the actual full name of the recon is the fourth stimulus recon or reconciliation budget bill. Who oversees this budget bill? The budget committee. Oh, yeah, the budget committee. Sort of obvious. Budget committee, budget bill. And who oversees the budget committee? The budget chairman. Yeah, the budget chairman of the budget bill and the budget committee. Yeah, I got that. And who's that person? Bernie Sanders. That's very important. It is very important. So what did Senator Bernie Sanders say 2 weeks ago? He said, prior budget chairmen sort of like to do things within D.C., but I like to get out amongst the people. I immediately said 2 weeks ago, Purple Power, he's asking for you, for your input. Out amongst the people says he wants to hear from you what you think he should be doing for the budget bill. I said, pick up the phone, call. Not a lot of you called again. Glenn called and Brother Joshua, a longtime 2020 volunteer for the community page and viewer of this channel. And he picked up the phone and he advocated professionally, respectfully, kindly. Did not call up with question marks. He called up saying, this is what we need. And immediately the staffer told Brother Joshua. Yes, Senator Bernie Sanders is proposing a monthly stimulus check. And yes, Senator Bernie Sanders wants you to have a forced stimulus check. There you go. World exclusive. Right there. Advocating works. Now, let's go over all the deal provisions of what was discussed in the conversation. Let's go over more about this right now. So during the conversation, the staffer told Brother Joshua, number one, Senator Bernie Sanders is proposing a stimulus check somewhere in the range of $1,000 to $1,400. Great news, number one. Number two, that it would be monthly. Awesome, great news. Number three, it'll be 3 to 6 months. Wow, that's incredible, great news. That means on the high end, it's upwards of $9,000. More about that in a second. Now, there was a catch. The conversation did involve Bernie Sanders' staffer saying to Brother Joshua that Senator Sanders does want to see that the American people support him for this before he does it. We got this, Purple Power. This is what we do. We support people. We push, push, push. So pick up the phone and call AOC. Call Ron Wyden. Call Ron Klain. Call Gina Raimondo at Commerce. Call these people. Call Bernie. Call Elizabeth Warren. Call Chuck Schumer. Call Chris Coons and say, I support you. I support you. We need a monthly stimulus check. I need a monthly stimulus check. Advocacy, not question marks, advocacy. I need it. I need it. We need it. The community needs it. God bless you. Please do it. Now, let's turn to comparison. Bernie on the high end versus the House bill. Very, very close. The House bill would take 12 months to get paid $13,000 basically. And on the high end, Bernie would take 6 months to pay you on the highest end of his numbers, $9,000. 9,000 6 months on the high end versus the House bill, 12 months to get $13,000. Very great news, very close. Now let's go to two final items. First, I want to go over the more about this meat and potatoes about the recon. And then I want to cut to a personal message, which is along the same lines. What's important to understand is that as we've gone through first, second, and third stimulus, and we're now heading into fourth, or finishing up fourth, during that entire duration, there has been a moment, a blip in time, where there was some money that was sent out from Treasury to you automatically to a direct deposit account where you literally had to do nothing. But 99% of the other money in these prior stimulus packages has not been so emphatically automated, where you had to literally do something other than wait for something to land. And it's important to understand that people may have gotten a little bit complacent thinking that all these stimulus packages were automated. They were not. You've always had to pick up the phone. And what's important to understand is that there was a bit last night when I brought back Sir Lloyd on this channel for a special episode. And there was a joke in there. And ironically, the joke mirrors real life. And as soon as I said the joke, someone right in the comments in the next video repeated the same comment. What was the comment? The joke on Sirloin last night was some people will, I could deliver a report that says there's a fire burning in Santa Monica and 5 buildings are collapsing. And then someone will say, but there's no new update. And I said, and Sirloin says, why do they say there's no new update? There's fires burning, there's houses collapsing, because they want to know what day it's landing in their bank account. Oh, okay. So that type of notion shows an incorrect perspective. And it basically is 100% donut. It's 100% donut and is setting someone up for failure under forced stimulus recon. Why? Because forced stimulus recon, the meat and potatoes of it is picking up the phone and calling. And you need to really acclimate yourself to understand and listen to the full videos and educate yourself that forced stimulus recon's meat and potatoes will be picking up the phone. That's how all these stimulus packages have really been. Which brings me into a personal message. In one of the comments on Early Morning Show today, a viewer had a comment. And this was the comment. Listen carefully. The viewer said that it's sad that nowhere during this pandemic did Congress ever provide any money for frontline workers like Uber and Lyft. I'm an Uber and Lyft worker, and I never got any money from this pandemic except a stimulus check. And I thought back to myself, I thought, wow. I assume this viewer just found this channel because, wow, That is someone who thought that as an Uber and Lyft driver, everything would come by automation from IRS to them. I got to tell you, if you're an Uber Lyft driver, you probably were owed upwards. You probably would have gotten, had you been watching this channel from the beginning, upwards of $30,000. Because there was first the EIDL grant of $5,000, which became $10,000 and $15,000, which I got hundreds of thousands of Uber and Lyft drivers that money. There was the EIDL loan, which you could have gotten as well. Oh, I forgot about the PPP. There was the PPP, which was forgiveness. You could have gotten as well. And you could have gotten, upwards about $8,000, $9,000 for PPP. And then and if you didn't get PPP, then you would have gotten PUA, unless your state called it as UI, and that was $600, $700 a week. Fortunes, $20,000, $30,000. And there was a person who thought that everything was sort of automated when it comes to stimulus. And it's my job is to make sure that you stay with the full video to understand third stimulus, first stimulus, second stimulus. It never was automated. And some people have sort of gotten acclimated to thinking that everything is automated. And so that's why I really want you to pick up the phone today and get that money for rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance. I know you can do it. Pick up the phone and call today. It's money that's available right now. I want you to get that roof over your head covered for that rent all the way to the new year, as far as you can go. I want you to get all that food paid for to the new year. I want you to know you have food, you have electricity, and you have rent taken care of. Then together as a family, we're going to do so incredibly well under fourth stimulus. I don't want you to be financially dependent. I want you to be financially independent. So make that phone call right today. Start calling all those utility companies today, because guess what? They're open. You can go to the websites also for your county and city hall right today as well. I've had countless viewers who got the money on the weekend, or at least got the application in for the county and state on the weekend, because you can go to the website. Start making that push today. You can go and end a week with $80,000 and it'll change your life. And I want you to have that incredible experience on this channel. Coming up next is Mornings Crypto live on air at 10 a.m. Then I'm back with you at 11 a.m. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you to tell this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, because the toast is toasting and the butter was buttering. I'll be back with you on Mornings Crypto.